Hello guys and welcome to yet another Darkstar 2 cast. I am the Mish King and yeah, today we're here on Neo Planet S and we're going to be seeing the Red Zerg player Hynips, Hynips, Data's Hynips versus the Blue Protoss, Darkstar's very own Melty. And just really quickly before I continue, I just want to give a shout out to our new sponsor, Watt.net. Do check those guys out at wattnet.com. Also give them some shout outs on their Twitter, which is wattnet.com at Twitter. Well, it's actually at wattnet.com on Twitter. And do check us out as well on Twitter, Darkstar SC2. And do check me out at the Mish King as well. And now that all the formalities are out of the way, back to the game at hand, which is the game of StarCraft 2, and a very early, this should be an extractor trick actually, and yes it is in fact an extractor trick. An extractor trick is actually where you send a drone to make an extractor, giving you that one extra bit of supply, then you cancel it and you can actually go over supply. The supply can, theoretically a Zerg player can be virtually unlimited on supply. Possibly up to 400 supply if I'm not mistaken, or possibly even more. Not really sure how far you can go with the supply cap as a Zerg player, but doing so would take a lot of time and minerals, but yep, you can still go over supply. And yep, looks like just sending their scouts right now. No scout from the Zerg player, who's playing it somewhat defensively. I do believe he might have been pylon blocked in the future, in the past actually. And what pylon block is that you send two pylons here, and then you send one pylon here, and you can effectively block the Zerg player, and you cannot escape from his base. Blizzard have added these unbuildable rocks, but the positioning of this gas allows a pylon to be put over here, and two to be put over here. And yep, that's pretty much a block if I do say so myself. I don't know if it's actually, I've seen it done over here on Reddit, but here we go. A couple of drones being pulled off. One drone will probably go down and make a hatchery. The second drone is just there to defend and help it. So it does so. That was my cell phone. It is very loud and I'm just gonna put it on silence. And for some reason it is not going on silence. I'm not really, oh wait, I was pressing the wrong button. Derp derp. And let's see what the Protoss player is going for. He's going for a one-base play by the looks of it so far. Nice new skin there. And these new skins have made StarCraft 2 look even better. Although this game is already pretty beautiful to look at, but now with Heart of the Swarm, the new physics and new skins, and my computer is just derping there, guys. And oh, nice, the mutated Zergling skin. This is kind of cool. Although I do believe they eventually get the Raptor skin when they have wings. So their wings look incredibly massive, like they can literally just fly. And one Zealot, he doesn't get the fact that Lynx can pretty much run around him, guy. And we're getting a Mama Ship Core on the way. It looks like we're going to be seeing a one-base aggression play. Could possibly just be a pressure into and expand. But let's just wait and see. The Zerg player is going for his own gas. Probably want to get that speed up, or possibly even Roach Tech very early to help with any early aggression. And here we go. Here comes the first Mama Ship Core. And a couple of Zealots are also moving out across the field. We're getting a Chrono Boost on the Stalker. Warp Gate technology is on the way, and it looks like these Lings, if these Lings actually pick off the, yes, they just picked off that one probe, and that is actually a huge thing because now Multi will need to pull off one more probe so that he can set down those proxy pylons and start his aggression. And it looks like the aggression will be curbed temporarily, and now Multi going to go for his own expand. This is just a pressure play, just to like keep the Zerg player on his toes. Overlord is still just chilling out, and looks like we're gonna get a couple, actually one Spore and one Spine Crawler. And here comes the boom, ready or not. Here comes the voice from the south, and it looks like, oh nice, using the Time Warp ability, but it looks like the Zealots are kind of sandwiched a bit. One Zealot did take quite a bit of damage. This Queen is running for her dear life. She is a couple of volleys from dying, and my computer is derping hard at this point in time, guys. And oh, ooh, so close, 18 HP. And it looks like he's found a nice juicy spot, but this Zealot looks like he's on a one-way trip, man, trying to pick off that Queen. Failed to do so in the end, but here comes the Stalker. I will avenge you. And that one volley, we're looking at a 3 HP Queen, but look at all these Zerglings. So many Zerglings chasing the Stalker away. Oh, nice Dukes, a little bit of complacency. And it looks like the Mama Ship Core is just chilling out over here, regenerating shields. Could come in for another round 2. And oh, that's interesting. I never knew that that looked like a little bit like an eye. Wow, nice. I like the detail, I like the detail. Here comes the massive Zergling counterattack. We're looking at optimized Carapace, so we should be possibly seeing some drop play or some really, really nice scouting. And oh, the one probe to rule them all. The probe saves the day right before the cannon goes down. And it looks like this aggressive play will be for naught. And this Stalker is hiding, man. It is trembling in its little booties. And here comes the Mama Ship Core to ward off the Zerglings. Gonna be as annoying as possible. Nice use of Time Warp, and he does manage to pick off only one Zergling though. Looks like the Zerg player is gonna be expanding to his third. Gonna try and get up that economy lead, and oh, Multi is following this up by some Stargate play. Stargate play is so very good in Heart of the Swarm. It is a viable strat because Void Rays are so good, Oracles are so good, and well, Carriers are pretty darn good too. And what are we seeing here? Just setting up his own economy multi. He's already pretty darn good. Let's look at the units tab. We're looking at 31 drones to 37 probes, but there's a lot of larvae. And the Zerg player is floating on a lot of minerals. He could afford to throw down a couple extra overlords. He just popped one out as I said that. And here comes the... Wow, those wings look pretty awesome, man. Red Bull is pleased. And what are we seeing here? Multi is firmly in the lead as far as supply goes, but we should be seeing a huge surge in supply from the Zerg player at any point in time. And here comes the first hallucinated Phoenix. Hallucination is free and is available to all sentries who have enough energy. And oh, this Phoenix is playing a very dangerous game, but it's for free, man. It just costs energy. And oh, nice scout by the Zerg player, Hynips, who's got the best name ever. And it looks like Multi has revealed his Phoenix. He could have just flown it right by and convinced him that it was a hallucinated one. But then again, the Overlord is fast as hell with some nitrous oxide. And it did see the Stargate, it sees everything, and we should be seeing some more Spore Crawlers going down. Nope, just droning pretty hard. He knows they can get away with it, theoretically, unless some Oracles are made, but Multi doesn't really favor Oracles in this particular match. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe because the Zerg player can just throw down these Spore Crawlers immediately without needing any evolution chambers. And here comes the Phoenix harass. One drone does go down, a second drone will go down. Will we see a third drone? Nope, not enough energy to pick up a third drone, but there is a third Phoenix now, so we could be seeing some energy being expended just to kill that extra additional drone. But now the Spore Crawler has finished. Is there a Spore Crawler in the main? Yes, there are Spore Crawlers everywhere. So this Stargate play is technically for naught, but it will allow Multi to establish his third, which possibly going to be seeing some gates going down over here and more. Oh wow, that's a lot of Phoenixes, man. That is so many Phoenixes. My computer is starting to derp, and here goes one Overlord. Another Overlord is flying to his death. I will avenge you, brother. Is what the Overlord said right before it died. But wow, so much den destruction. I do believe that was a piece of the Overlord that just flew down. Looks like we're going to see some Zerglings moving across the field. Bet the Protoss would have liked some Widow Mines, but there are none to be had. And I really like this game so far. It's pretty interesting. Going for the Hydra Den, going for the additional Carapace level 2, going for Burrow as well. Going for pretty much everything under the sun. And a Baneling Nest? The Protoss player is... Protoss players normally aren't really affected by Baneling Nest, but oh snap, these Overlords have to run for their dear lives. And it would be wise to just split them up, but it looks like we're good looking at a Link counterattack. But guess what? The door is closed, and these Lings want to use their wings to fly, but they cannot. And it looks like all the Overlords will in fact die. Heavily supply capped by 10 actually. And oh, the Lings do find a way in, and oh my goodness, they do pick off one sentry, which is a huge win. And it looks like the Stalker will go down, which is another big win. Those are gas-based units, folks. And that was an eye for an eye, I should say. Let's look at the units lost tab. 1700 by the Zerg, 625 by the Protoss player. This is a very tense matchup, if I do say so myself. And here comes an Overlord party right over there, guys. You don't see those every day, unless you're in this matchup. Hive Tech is about halfway done at the moment. Looks like we're going to be seeing some Roach Hydra possibly, but it looks like it will be Hydra Infestor, which is kind of interesting. Infestors are still pretty good, but not as good as they were in Wings of Liberty. A bit harder to use, and it looks like we'll be seeing a fourth base coming up in an interesting position down on the bottom right hand side. And what are we seeing over here? Void Ray Colossi, pretty darn good if I do say so myself. very strong combination, Void Raker, Colossi, and possibly even seeing a carrier to mixed in later on. Why do I keep raving about carriers? Because they're actually pretty darn good if you don't kill them immediately. And we will be seeing a Fleet Bacon, so Tempests could possibly be on the way, or carriers. Hope it's carriers. And what are we seeing over here? Just a random Overlord just chilling. Doesn't know that there's a party. This is the cool Overlord party. This is the boring Overlord party. And muscular augments are on the way as well. Should be seeing +3 armor being made as well. But I'm actually curious, what is the level of Multi's ground forces? They're only at +1 attack, and the air is also at +1 attack. But Multi is technically quite far behind in the tech level. And what are we seeing over here? Multi just trying to use these Phoenixes, which are technically just paperweights right now, and a burden on his own supply. I'm not sure how much supply does a Phoenix have. Let's see. Phoenixes are just 2 supplies, so there are 5 Phoenixes. Actually, 6 Phoenixes. So that is 12 supply. That isn't really doing much at all. It looks like Multi will be attempting to secure his 4th base, trying to go toe-to-toe. This drone is really confused. It does not know what it wants to do, but it should be throwing down a hatch. There is the hatchery. Looks like a very delayed hatchery, and these Phoenixes are like drat. But they have served their purpose. They have scouted that there is a hatchery, and this Overlord is super lucky, man. That is super lucky, Overlord. And that Overlord doesn't need to go to any parties. And the Queens are now pooping their way down to that base. And now the Hydralisks have been revealed. Additional gateways are being made, and it looks like a Link counterattack is running in. But this base is firmly protected, and it looks like the Lings are just scouting the top left-hand side just to see if there was a 4th base. The 4th base has not been established right now, but oh, it looks like it will be scouted. The Lings are out for blood. Lings can be very, very good with counterattacks rather than just being used with their main army. +3 carapace, halfway done. Oh, centrifugal hooks is also being researched. Very interesting tech choice by the Zerg player. Oh, Baneling landmine incoming. Burrow is already ready, and additional Banelings are being made. Very, very interesting choice of tech, and more Hydras are being made. I wonder if these Banelings are just going to be suiciding and trying to kill as many ground units as possible. But if Multi's multitasking is good enough, he should be able to throw enough force fields and then completely devastate the Zerg player. It looks like this one Zealot is given the task to scout out ahead. He does not know what is beyond that area, and yes, my APM is just okay as is. And it looks like this base has finally been established. Going to be going for that 7th and 8th crucial gas. And +2 is also on the way. Multi is somewhat behind on his tech at the moment. And it looks like the Zerg player wisely going to be sending some units just to scout. Nice little burrow over there. Not sure what happened to that Baneling, whether it was cancelled or not. And oh, both players just scouting out, trying to have an idea about what the other guy is doing, I should say. Oh, nice. That is Metal Gear Solid probe. Oh my god, so many Banelings to kill one probe. And oh, those Baneling landmines actually did get... Nope, they did not get scouted. Interesting, this Baneling landmines could be devastating. Is there any observers in this army? Oh my goodness, there is only one observer, and it is completely on the other side of the map. So these Baneling landmines could play a big role in this map. I'm all giddy now. +1 armor is now being made. A lot of gateways are now being made, as Multi can afford to throw in a lot of minerals to, you know, just use it as a mineral sink. Not go balls deep. Actually, he can afford to go balls deep because he is floating on a lot of minerals. Gas, not so much. He really needs to get that 4th base up and running. But oh, the Queens look like they're going to be sniped. The first Queen does go down, but the second does have some backup. Second Queen is trying to get closer to that Spore Crawler, and a lot of hull damage is done. Here comes the Hydralisks. Look like they will catch some of these units, and now they're on creep. So these Hydralisks are going to be so fast. And the Hydras... So many Hydralisks, and oh, he could actually pick up some of these Banelings. He does in fact see them. He now knows that they do have centrifugal hooks, and oh snap, Ultralisk Cavern. This guy is awesome, and also going for some Ventral Sacs upgrade, which means that these Overlords will be able to drop. And this game is getting ridiculous, guys. And it looks like some drones are being transferred over here just to establish this base. Should be seeing this base being taken on the 9 o'clock position sometime in the near future. And what are we looking here? Just the one Zealot to rule them all. He's on a mission. a one-way mission by the looks of it. And that is a huge armada of blue. Oh my goodness, he could have detonated and killed so much right now, but it takes... Oh, snap. It looks like here we go. It's the final countdown. And now the Banelings, some of them have actually managed to roll in. So many storms going down. So much is dead right now. This is when you can question the tech choice, as a lot of the army has been melted. But having so many bases, having the Ultralisk Cavern as well, and having all these upgrades, the upgrades should be able to keep the Zerg player in the game. But it looks like Multi wisely going to be going for that extra base, and there is no storms to be had at the moment. A lot of Zerglings do get fried. How much energy is actually left on those sentries? Well, there still are quite a few shields, and oh my goodness, this is horrible. The rally point is proving to be the downfall of this player, but oh, wisely putting a hatchery right there. He's like, screw you, man, you're not going to be expanding here, while also having a Zergling burrowed there, so there can be no Nexus being put down. Here comes a huge rush of Zerglings, and it looks like he's baited out a lot of storms of those Zerglings, but there's just so much splash damage. Here comes the Ultras, but they're... Oh, Ultralisk from behind! Ultralisk from behind! The Colossi are completely vulnerable! And one Colossi goes down, additional Colossi should be falling, and oh my goodness, the Zerg player has done it! It seems that Ultra with Hydra pretty darn good. And there's so many Zealots over here. I'm not even sure what's up with that. It looks like they had one mission, that was to kill a hatchery. But the Zerg player is still up a lot of minerals, and looks like he will be counterattacking. Some Baneling bombs being made. But the question is, should he actually counterattack, or should he tech switch? I would say tech switch into Air Zerg, as Air Zerg will be pretty darn good at this time. Oh, a lot of these Banelings have been picked up. A lot of the Banelings have been picked up, and guess what? Team Hydra is on the way. Looks like that pylon was picked off. So many Zealots being made. Oh my goodness. That is a lot of Zealots. Oh my goodness, Zealot party. So much gold that is blinding me right now. And +3 is just about to be finished. I do believe the Zerg player, yes, he's firmly in the lead as far as upgrades go. That's the only reason why he hasn't been completely melted. And yeah, Multi could actually afford to be investing in some shield upgrades to make his air more robust. And oh my goodness, will this Overlord make it? And only one Baneling gets through. One Baneling does get through, and it looks like there is a Zealot counterattack. Nice use of Transfuse over here in the bottom right hand side. And Multi is still only on 3 base right now. And the Zerg player is now on, well, he should soon be on 5 base right now, technically speaking. Oh, wow, nice save on that Spore Crawler. Could have actually died. Here's another Zealot run by. Could afford to throw down a lot more Spine Crawlers, but guess what? The Bodyguards are here. The Bodyguards that are the Ultralisks, while the Hydralisks just do their thing and completely rape everything else. And here we go, Infestors are being made. Infestors very good in this situation. +2 air armor is also being made, and +3 ground carapace. Here we go. Huge engagement over here, not really that wise. And oh my goodness, the Phoenixes have intercepted all of the Overlords. The Overlords with their payloads of death and destruction. This is a very old style of Zerg. And oh, the Ultralisks get caught completely out of position. The Ultralisks get caught completely out of position. So many storms, it's about to go down. There we go. This entire army has been melted, but so many Banelings have actually dropped, and wow, that was a really weird engagement, if I do say so myself. A little bit of a slip from the Zerg player, but now he is actually way down in supply, and this base is under siege. Multi knows he needs to take it down, as his 4th was delayed for so very long. He's already mined out in his main, he's mined out in his natural, and his 3rd is nearly mined out as well. So the Zerg player has done a great job in keeping Multi down, but Multi's constant aggression has kept him in the game, man. And Void Ray, Archon, Templar, Zealot, Colossi, pretty darn good. But the 5th base has been established. This 3rd base has been re-established. And it looks like the Zerg player can't afford to throw down a lot of minerals, but he really should be teching into air. I just don't know why he's being so stubborn right now. Air would be a nice transition, especially if you have a lot of Mutalisks. Now yes, Mutalisks can die horribly to Storms and horribly to Archons, but if you micro them well enough, they can be very, very powerful, especially having some Corruptors, some Vipers, as he is on Hive Tech, mind you, so he can afford to get a few Vipers in. But this Ultralisk combo, I'd say it was a nice surprise, but sticking on it is just not very good, as Immortals do devastate Ultralisks. And what are we seeing over here? That's one larvae. This used to be my base. And it looks like the larvae should be exploding any second now. It's just barely waddling around. The creep should be finishing, and then the larvae will immediately pop, and it'll be horrible. This poor larvae. To rule them all, you will be missed. I'm actually surprised it hasn't popped yet. Maybe it's because of this creep tumor. But it looks like one zealot being sent with some... Oh, okay, that zealot is apparently some protocol. And this larvae, will it survive? I do not know. I do think it will. Looks like Multi will attempt to re-establish this base on the top left-hand side yet again. And this zealot is just left alive. I'm not even sure what's up with that. He has been allowed to clean up quite a bit of creep as well. Where are the overseers? Not sure where the overseers are, but oh my goodness, the drones have been rallied to help defend the forces from Ire. Looks like we're seeing another Clash of the Titans out over here, but this is a terrible engagement. But he really wants to make these Baneling bombs work. More Banelings are being made. The Ultralisks actually need to be in the front, because if the Ultralisks are in the front, then the Banelings theoretically could work. But now it looks like the Banelings will in fact drop, and a lot of the Banelings do drop on the main army, doing terrible damage. But there are just so many storms to be had, but there's so much fungal growth, he could actually do horrible damage. And yes, he does catch a large amount of the army. He should turn around. Now he's in the open ground. He's got so many fungals. Fungal everything, please. No. Oh yes, there we go. Fungal incredibly late. Catches everything, doing horrible damage. But it's just not really enough. I do believe the ground forces will be caught completely, but there's just not enough from the Zerg player, who just seems to be running out of proverbial steam. And I don't believe he's been... has he been injecting properly? Let's look at the number of... Actually, there is no larvae to be had. I do believe he slipped on a macro quite significantly, but he's making a lot of stuff. Sticking on Ultra, so no particular reason. Could be going just pure Hydra or something, or Roach Hydra even. Oh, and here comes the Infestor, which pops immediately. And here comes the victory rally from Multi. He's multitasking like a beast. A few infested Terrans have been sent, but here comes the Zealots from behind. He's like, hey, you've been a very naughty Infestor. And so much death and destruction. I do believe this is all she wrote. A few random things over here. Looks like 3 drones in a wing. Not sure what's up with that. Looks like this will be all she wrote. Multi firmly multitasking his way to victory. And right before the replay ends, just want to give another shout out to Whatnet, our new sponsor. Those guys are awesome. Also a big shout out to Multi. I don't really remember the link to his stream, but I'm sure you can find more info on the Darkstar Twitter, which is at DarkstarSC2 on Twitter. Also follow me at the Mishking, and follow us on Facebook at Darkstar. And yep guys, that's all she wrote, and I'm gonna see you guys next time. And yes, I'm totally